It's another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the movies of September 10th, 2004. Only two movies to look at today, but they're notable movies, including the biggest new release of the weekend, the sequel to Paul W.S. Anderson's Resident Evil. He doesn't direct this one because he was working on Alien vs. Predator at the time, but we do have the sequel, Resident Evil Apocalypse.
Imagine a world where you can reverse the effects of age, stress, and sun. From the leading name in biotechnology comes Regenerate. Another breakthrough from the Umbrella Corporation. Regenerate's revolutionary T-cell formula actually brings dead cells back to life. Now your youthful beauty can last forever. Always consult your doctor before starting treatment. Some side effects may occur. Regenerate is a registered trademark of the Umbrella Corporation. Our business is life itself.
Yeah, don't let that cool-looking teaser trailer fool you. This movie is not as good as it makes that out to be. I mean, yeah, that's a cool teaser trailer. In fact, all the Resident Evil movies have pretty cool teaser trailers. But then you go see the movie and you realize, oh yeah, this is why everybody hates these movies. Because these movies clearly are made by people who have no real interest in making a movie that's actually based off the games themselves, and just making a movie that feels like parts of the game, do a Cliff Notes version of the game, and then just make a movie out of it. And just like with the last movie, they do the same thing with this film. This is a movie that's set directly after the events of the first film, where Alice, once again played by Milla Jovovich, escapes from an underground facility overrun by zombies. And now she has to band together with these other survivors, including Jill Valentine, played by Sienna Guillory, and Carlos Oliveira, played by Odette Fair, to escape the zombie outbreak which is spread to the nearby Raccoon City. The film follows elements from several games in the Resident Evil series, such as the characters of Valentine and I'm getting this name wrong, Oliveira, I think that's right, and the villain Nemesis. Yeah, like I said, it's a Cliff Notes version of taking stuff from the game instead of actually making a legitimate movie based off the video game itself. Like, keep in mind, this is back in the day when video games essentially were not as good as they should be. I mean, yeah, we went through that long period of time when comic book movies were just not the good movies that they should be, and we were still on that stretch where video game movies were not what they should be. I mean, we kind of are still on that stretch, though, but we've at least had some good video game movies in the last couple of years. Detective Pikachu, the Super Mario Brothers movie, the Angry Birds movies, the Sonic the Hedgehog movies. We haven't quite cracked the video game format in terms of, like, these more adult movies like Resident Evil, Silent Hill. Mortal Kombat came close, but even that last Mortal Kombat movie was still not a great film in general, but it was still better than the Mortal Kombat Annihilation, which really isn't saying a whole lot. And this is just another movie that just proves my theory that Milla Jovovich is not a very good actress. I mean, she's an action star, really, because she comes off as this supposed to be this threatening presence, like she's like Ellen Ripley, like she's a woman that will kick your ass and you should be terrified by her. I never feel terrified when I see Milla Jovovich in any of these movies, or especially like Ultraviolet. It just never comes off that way whatsoever. Every movie that she does in these action movies just never really comes off as a dominant threat that she's setting herself up to be, and it just never shows up in these movies. This film is no exception. I mean, this is a movie that is just lackluster in a number of different ways. It has moments in here that are even so ridiculous for a video game adaptation, and it's just not investing whatsoever. There's nothing incredible about the movie whatsoever. There's nothing engaging about the movie whatsoever. It's just a lousy, lousy film. From a film series that keeps getting is more worse and worse as they go along here, and this movie is another one of those examples of a movie that is literally just doing the same thing over and over again, and just literally, there's nothing of value to it whatsoever. Yeah, keep making the great trailers if you want to. It's not going to help you if you don't start making good movies out of it. which the Resident Evil movies have yet to do so. But I digress. That's my thoughts on it. I know there has to be a fan base for these movies because they keep making these movies hits. I mean, this movie surpassed the original gross of the original film, and it was on a $45 million budget too. So basically, nothing I say really matters in this case because Hollywood looks at the numbers, and that's exactly what they did with the next Resident Evil movie that came out 3 years later. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Resident Evil movies, so I think that's pretty much set in stone right there. But that is Resident Evil Apocalypse. Now let's get to a good movie that came out this week. And the last film we have here, that's Chris Evans, Kim Basinger, Jason Statham, and William H. Macy in the thriller Cellular.
Tell me what I need to know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You're never gonna see your son again.
You got the wrong family!
This is the single greatest phone ever made. Hold on a second, I'm emailing this video to myself. Hello?
Can you hear me? I need your help.
What is this, Chloe?
No. My name is Jessica Martin. I've been kidnapped. The phone I'm talking on, it's destroyed. If you hang up, I can't forget anybody else. Someone's coming.
It's gonna die here.
No!
Oh, God. We had a report of a possible kidnapping. Anybody here? Police!
We have a visitor.
Get rid of him. What happened here? She was a cop. She was dirty, Jack.
Hurry! My son's school gets closed. They're gonna get him.
I got a boy in the car.
Why don't let him get away?
Where is she? Battery's dying.
Do you have a charger?
I'm checking the car. Whoa. We're getting us a charger. Don't worry, I'll find her.
Hurry!
I got a life and death call. Give a charger?
Sir, you need to wait your turn.
Excuse me.
Take a number.
No one's gonna give me that charger!
Somebody give Captain America the charger, for God's sake. But, hey, you know what? It could have been worse, though. He could have gone like this.
Are you a coward or what? Come on, Karen. Hey, Karen. Say it again. What am I again? Say it again, Karen. Hey, Karen, what are you? Hey, Karen.
My phone's
I want
going
you
to
to wait,
die.
Karen. Come on,
Never.
Karen.
That's why they
There
call
you go, Karen. I want you, Karen. Hey, Karen.
Of course, I had to clip that down a little bit because she says some racist terms to this one guy. And, words that, basically a word that starts with N that I'm not going to get into here, but you get the idea. You get the idea of what I was trying to get across here. But let's talk some positivity because this is actually a pretty damn good movie. Cellular, in it, Kim Basinger plays a female science teacher who's kidnapped by home invaders led by Jason Statham, but manages to randomly phone a stranger and call for help, a stranger being played by Chris Evans. The man informs the police about the kidnapping before they realize that the kidnappers are dirty cops who are working for the Los Angeles Police Department. The film then follows a struggle for survival between several desperate characters, and you also have Eric Christian Olsen from Dumb and Dumberer and NCIS Los Angeles. Noah Emmerich is also in this movie, a prevalent character actor. The writer of this is Chris Morgan, who is best known for his work with the Fast and Furious movies, and David R. Ellis, who would later go on to direct Snakes on a Plane. So there's a lot of good talent involved in the movie, and it makes for a really good, engaging thriller in general. I think this was a great movie to show Chris Evans' range as an actor, because this would eventually lead to getting bigger roles, such as Fantastic Four the following year, and then later on down the road with Captain America. And of course, we all know where he is now at this point. He's seen as kind of a hero to a lot of different people, and he's a charismatic dude. And this movie really does show you the possibilities of what he can do as an actor as a whole. And he works very well here. The film is really good. It's an engaging thriller that you get so invested in. You really want to know what this lady's deal is. Why did they kidnap her kids? You know, why is Jason Statham doing this? Like, why are these people going in these different directions and all that stuff? Like, it really is a thought-provoking and engaging film that really does give you a lot of good tension, a lot of a mystery that is very compelling, and you want to know how it's going to end up coming to a close at the end. It's a really good movie, man. It didn't get the proper respect it did back then. It's got like mixed reviews on Rotten Tomatoes at around 50%, but it did pretty well. It made it made some money at the box office. It really was not a huge movie in terms of budget. It was only $25 million, and like I said, the great thing about the movie is that you look at it and you see what Chris Evans' future can be as a leading actor. You see people like Kim Basinger, Jason Statham, William H. Macy really giving a lot of good performances. And again, a lot of good tension-filled mystery all throughout the movie. Like, how is this going to end up? Like, what's going to happen at the end of the movie? And I thought the film did a very good job of handling that. It's a really good film, a really engaging thriller, and one that I do recommend checking out easily. It's a criminally underrated film, and like I said, I do recommend checking it out. It's definitely worth a watch. Cellular. Speaking of underrated movies, we're going to have a lot of them on the next episode of Time About the Movie, as we're heading into the middle of September. We've got some really good underrated gems here, including Jude Law, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Angelina Jolie in Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow, Bernie Mac in Mr. 3000, Paul Bettany and Kirsten Dunst in Wimbledon. We also have some not-so-good movies, including National Lampoon's Gold Diggers, which I guess, because Dorm Days was a success the year before, they thought that could have the same success here, but I'm just going to tell you not so much. But we also do have stuff like John Waters' A Dirty Shame, and we also I'll throw this in here too. Pauly Shore is Dead. So we got 6 movies to look at next time around. We'll delve into those movies all in the next episode. It should be a pretty good one. But until then, thank you so much for watching. And if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the place on the next page. Check out the previous episode. And also don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this on this channel. So with that said, I am off. I will see you guys next time. And until then, as always, take care.